Hello everybody, and welcome back to Traps Tuesday Toots. Today we're going to go over some redstone clocks and to talk about why you might need them. So, let's get to it. For starters, redstone clocks are useful to make something happen over and over and over again. So, what we have here is just 4 blocks and 4 redstone repeaters set on max tick. Now you can activate this. You could also use an observer or whatever, just anything that's going to power it. And as you can see, we get this lamp turning on and off. Now that could be a set of pistons opening and closing. That could be whatever you want it to be. But we're using lamps for demonstration purposes. Alright, over here we have a torch that feeds back into itself using a 2-tick repeater. If you use 2, 3, or 4 ticks, it's going to work. If you use a 1-tick repeater, you will have torch burnout, and it will make the system not work. But that's going to just repeatedly turn on and off your redstone lamp. Obviously, the torch itself is your output. Here, any one of the 4 blocks could be your output, but you do need to use a redstone repeater on it in order to actually take the signal out. Or you could use redstone on top of it to take the signal out as well. So moving on, we just have the same thing. If you add more repeaters, it will extend the time on and off. And obviously, if you extend these to more ticks, that will extend it even further. Alright, over here we have an observer going into redstone, which is then on this block, powering this redstone repeater, powering this block, making it change. Now, to lock it on, like with any of these, if you go ahead and add a lever or something that's going to constantly power it, that's going to make it so that the system turns off, and that will turn off the clock. Unfortunately, over here, you kind of have to break the clock in order to break this system. This is just going to keep going forever and ever until you break one of the redstone components. But all of these, you can just add a lever, and it will turn off. But once you turn that off, as you can see, the redstone turns off. The observer notices that, turning on this redstone, and it just keeps coming in a cycle like that. And that will, of course, power whatever you want it to power. However, it is actually so fast that the redstone lamp is not going to work because it won't update fast enough to actually turn off the lamp. But if you were to put a dropper here, as you can hear, it would spit out items. That's going to be the same thing with 2 observers facing each other. And all you need is the observers. However, if you want to be able to turn it on and off, you do need to move one of the observers. So what you can do is you can do this little bad boy right here. And again, as you can see, we are clicking on and off here, but we're not actually... Oh, that's not going to be good. But we're not actually turning on and off the lamp because of the same problem as over there. So, but what we can do is replace that with a dropper. And again, it does function. Then you just move that observer, and the system will turn off. Now, this is going to be a longer hopper clock. This is going to be a longer clock. It's called an etho hopper clock. Basically, this redstone block gets moved back and forth because of these sticky pistons based on the items inside of these hoppers. And what happens is this redstone block will lock this hopper. So this hopper is no longer pushing items that way, but this hopper is pushing items this way. So we'll notice that all 32 items are right here. Now, currently, the system is locked. So this is on, and it's powering this piston. However, this piston is locked on by this lever, so it is not retracting like it would normally. So that piston isn't pushing, and the system is locked in this state. But as soon as I do this, this will switch over, and now these items will start to drain this way. And once all of the items get over here, then what's going to happen is this comparator is going to turn off, turning off this, pulling this lever back, allowing this... pulling this piston back, allowing this piston to extend, and then switching the system back over, and so it will just keep going back and forth like that. Now you can take your redstone signal off of this, or you could take your redstone signal off of this, but this is only going to work. It's only going to be off for a split second every cycle, so this is probably a better place, but that works there. Now this is the same system but done vertically. So if you do your comparators going off to the sides into these blocks and then going up, you can do the exact same system this way, and it can make it a little bit more compact depending on the system. So if you need something flat, this works. If you need something thin, this works. And again, you just take it off the redstone signal here, and that will do that. Now, if you need this just to pulse something, like say you were using a hopper clock and you needed it to just quickly activate some pistons to break bamboo and then turn off, what you could do is right here, instead of doing it that way, go ahead and put this up like so. And what's going to happen is when this switches, you'll see we got a tick here. So that would have been able to hook up to whatever system you need to just turn on really quickly. So with this system, you have a 1 tick pulse coming off of here, or 2, 3, or 4, and then that can activate your system. And that can be done with any of these other ones, any of the hopper clocks. Now to change the length of the hopper, what you need to do is you can stick in anywhere from 1 block to 5 full stacks of blocks. We can demonstrate that. So the system is now off because there are no blocks in it. So if I just stick 1 in, obviously we're getting a very fast hopper clock, but if you're going to do something like that, I would definitely go with one of these other systems, as they are much quieter. But as you stick more items in, you're going to get a slowly longer and longer delay between pulses. And obviously 5 stacks is the longest that you can do with just a basic etho hopper clock. Now you can stick these in combination where one output of the hopper clock can actually lock another hopper clock, which will then make it take even longer for the full cycle to go. But we won't get into that complex of a circuit in this video. But that is various redstone clocks. They can come in very handy anytime you want to do something. Say you want to have it auto harvest bamboo without using observers. Say you want to fire a dropper. This is a very useful system right here, oftentimes used to fire droppers when they have items, and you just observe the dropper to see whether or not they should get retracted or not. Various things like that will activate different systems. So that's various different clocks that you can use for different reasons. You can use it to fire pistons, you can use it to fire droppers or dispensers. Really, whatever you want to do is what these are designed for. So each one has its own unique purpose. I hope this video was informative, and I hope you guys can use this information to further your redstone contraptions. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. And remember, guys, like and subscribe if you want to get new videos. It's going to help the channel, and it's going to help us grow here on YouTube. So thank you very much, and remember, folks, don't get trapped without me. Bye-bye.